I'm going to call this meeting to order, and it's great to see everybody here tonight. And before we get started, school board members, we do have to vote on one thing real quick. And Dr. White is joining us via telephone tonight, and in accordance to the rules, we do have to vote to allow him to be able to vote over the phone. So with that being said, I need a motion to allow Dr. White to be able to vote tonight over the phone.
I move to allow Dr. White to participate via telephone.
Thank you, Dr. Kelly. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Second, Ms. Ivanchek. Any other discussion? Hearing none. Ms. Gardner, how do you vote?
Mr. Bryant?
Yes, sir. Go ahead,
I
Doc.
was just going to make a comment, and I'm sorry I can't be there in person. I have a couple of positive close contacts. Everything's all good, but I'm just following the protocol, so I certainly appreciate it. Thank you.
Yes, sir. And we're going to go back to the vote. So, Ms. Gardner, how did you vote?
Yes.
Ms. Ivanchek, how do you vote?
Yes.
Dr. Kelly, how do you vote?
Yes.
And I vote yes. The motion carries 4-0. So Dr. White will be participating via telephone tonight. So we'll move down to section. Do we need to hold off for a second?
No, go ahead.
Okay. Section 2, approval of the agenda. 2.1, changes to agenda and approval of agenda. Do I have a motion to approve the agenda?
I'll make that motion.
Dr. Kelly makes a motion. Do I have a second, please?
I'll second.
Second, Ms. Gardner. Any discussion? Hearing none. Ms. Gardner, how do you vote?
Yes.
Ms. Ivanchek, how do you vote?
Yes.
Dr. Kelly, how do you vote?
Yes.
Dr. White, how do you vote?
Yes.
And I vote yes. The motion carries 5-0. So we are now to section 3, recognitions, and I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Chambers.
Thank you, Mr. Bryant. And I think just for this portion right here, I'm going to stay right here, then we'll move down
Yes, sir.
after Mr. Day gives some remarks as well. I do want to say, just to start, as we kind of talked about on Thursday, I think we all feel very fortunate and blessed that we are able to bring this year, alongside our teacher recognition, alongside our support professionals recognition, this year bringing back to Okaloosa County our administrator recognition. I just want to read just a little bit of a description of this program information for our principal of the year and for our assistant principal of the year in terms of the program. And the Okaloosa County Assistant Principal and Principal of the Year recognition programs are designed to recognize excellence among Okaloosa County administrators. This year, we approved the program to not only provide local recognition for outstanding administrators, but to also provide an opportunity for the Okaloosa County Administrators and Supervisor Association to be represented in the state-level recognition programs for both Florida Associations of School Administrators as well as the Florida Department of Education. So this provides our administrators an opportunity to once again be recognized amongst all Okaloosa County, but also at the state level and potentially the national level. And I am beyond ecstatic, I'll even use that word, to recognize our first administrator. And I'm going to read a little bit of a blurb from the packet and then give some commentary as well. And our secondary administrator of the year is Mr. Dexter Day from Crestview High School. And Mr. Day is the first Okaloosa County Secondary Principal of the Year. He has been the principal of Crestview since February 2014. He's best known for being a student advocate and creating a culture of excellence and expectation. Speaking of his students, Mr. Day, he stated in his packet, their success will depend on the bar that we set for him. And I'd say Mr. Day is absolutely an advocate for students. He's an advocate for his teachers and staff. I don't think you'll find a principal anywhere in the nation that will have more pride for his or her school. And Mr. Day is a prime example of what it means to be a bulldog. I won't steal a bit of his phrase because he'll probably say it at the end when he speaks. But when you think about the career that Mr. Day has had in Okaloosa County and the example that he has set as a principal in this county, he set a high mark, not only for those at Crestview High School, but across our entire school district. He's a prime example of what we'd like to see in administrators, whether it be a principal or an assistant principal, and all that he does each and every day and could not be prouder for Mr. Day to be the secondary principal of the year for Okaloosa County. So if you'd come forward, please, Mr. Day.
Thank you, Mr. Chambers. I appreciate that. I can leave this on, right? Okay. First of all, I'd like to thank the board for the opportunity to be the principal at Crestview High School. I know it comes before you to recommend that, and I appreciate that. I also like to thank Mr. Chambers and his staff for the support they give us, because we couldn't be the school and function at the high level that we do function at without the support. And not only the support, it's the working alongside us, okay, and listening to us and getting our opinions and asking things, what do we need, and so I appreciate that so much, because that means a lot to us, and that means a lot to our school, and it trickles down to our students, and I really appreciate that. I'm not a golfer. Yes, I do play golf. I do play golf. But I'm not a golfer professionally. I'm an educator. And to do the job and to function at a high level it's because of the staff, teachers, custodians, cafeteria workers, classroom assistants, those people, secretaries, support staff. I couldn't be the principal I am today without the staff that I have at Crestview High School, and the staff that's willing to go where I'm asking them to go and trust me to do that I do. So I really appreciate that, and it's just, I can't say enough about the staff that I have and my administrative staff. They know what I expect. I tell them that every Monday morning at staff meetings, and they know that daily, weekly, and they're willing to go there, and they trust me to do that. And not only things that I ask them to do, but I get in there with them and do it with them as well, whether it's doing master schedule, which I'm not very good at, but I get in there and do it, whether it's the ELA and craft and structure, or the author's purpose and all that good stuff, or the math, which I have help from my wife over there. But it's get it out and cleaning the school. It's picking up the school. It's getting in there and being involved in one of the most important things. The important thing we do is our student population, and listening to our students and talking to them and getting down and getting with them. So that's really, that's the pride and joy. What I do is get to be alongside the students. And last but not least, I appreciate my family. I couldn't do the job and be away from my family. And I know they understand that. They know I've been that way since I was at Richburg, and I'm committed, and when I'm committed, it's 100%, and I'm all in, and they understand. There's times I'm away from them, but they understand, and I just really appreciate y'all and love you very much. I really do. So with that said, I appreciate it again. Thank you all, and always remember, once a Bulldog, always a Bulldog.
Mr. Chambers, if it's okay, I'd like to make a comment about Mr. Day. Of course, both of my boys went to Crestview High School while Mr. Day was principal. But one thing that I wanted to mention to the general public out there, what Mr. Day brought to Crestview High School was not only the passion for the students and the teachers and all that, but he brought it back to the community. And, you know, over the last 5 years, it's been awesome to be able to go around Crestview and see people proud of Crestview High School,
Absolutely.
wearing the Crestview red and white, packing out the stadiums for the football games, basketball games, and just bringing the sense of pride back to the community. And that started with you, sir.
Well,
So thank you very
that.
much.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
And I might add that I remember when Mr. Day was hired at Richburg. I won't tell some of those stories.
Don't, please. Don't.
But I'm just so proud to have watched Mr. Day's evolution as a neighbor, as a friend, and certainly as a leader. And I appreciate all that you brought to the district.
Well, I remember being rough around the edges, so I appreciate your
No, no,
consideration. I was,
no.
I really was, but
You have made us all proud.
I got you, and I appreciate that. I really do.
All right. So we have one extra thing here.
Okay.
And this is a nice plaque for you to take with you anywhere you go. And this says Okaloosa County School honors and recognizes the 2021 Secondary Principal of the Year, Mr. Dexter Day, in recognition of your unwavering support and unrelenting guidance in providing the highest quality education and positively impacting your school and community. You have earned the admiration and respect of your peers. Presented with the highest respect and appreciation by Superintendent Marcus Chambers and the School Board of Okaloosa County, Florida. Congratulations again.
Thank you, Marcus.
All
I
right.
appreciate that. Thank you.
If we want to give your family tomorrow. Mr. Bryant, if you come on up, please.
I'm gonna stand back behind here.
Okay. Yes, sir. Okay. All right. You want that? I know. Thank you.
All right, congratulations.
Thank you again. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Congratulations, thanks, sir.
Okay.
All right, and now we also have with us tonight our Okaloosa County Elementary Principal of the Year, and just like I did with Mr. Day, I'm going to read just a little bit of an excerpt from the package, and then also just give a few words about Ms. Clue. So first of all, Ms. Clue has been the principal at Blue Water Elementary since April 2015. She is known for her relationship building and innovation. Mrs. Clue stated, "One of my guiding principles is that we are educating students for jobs that have yet to be created." And I just want to share, and that's kind of the epitome of Mrs. Clue. She's a visionary. She understands that the role that elementary plays in the lives of students, the role that elementary plays in the lives of her teachers and her support professionals. And she is the consummate professional in all that she does. When you go into Blue Water Elementary, you know that you're in an elementary school by the culture that she creates. People, when you walk there, they smile, they say good morning, or they say good afternoon, and that doesn't happen by accident. That happens by the commitment of an outstanding leader. When you ask her teachers to give a little bit of a description, or you ask the front office or her support professionals to give a description of Ms. Clue, and it is someone who absolutely cares about students, someone who absolutely cares about her staff. And we could not be more proud, Ms. Clue, than to have you represent Okaloosa County as our Elementary Principal of the Year. So go ahead and come on forward.
Thank you. Thank you to Dr. Hale and Mr. Chambers for bringing this award back to Okaloosa County. And thank you for recognizing the assistant principals also, because they get to do a lot of the legwork behind the scenes and sometimes in the front as well. When I consider this award, I think of, and I said this actually after you came and presented to Mrs. Gearing and myself, that when Danny Werfel won the Heisman Trophy, he made everybody team Heisman shirts because it was not a single person's effort. It was everybody's effort. Everybody put into it their all, and that is why Susan and myself are here today, because we have a great team behind us. And if it were normal times, I'm sure they would all be here with their clappers and air horns and everything else, but they are not, and I'm sure they're at home getting ready for the game. So we'll keep this short and to the point. But I just want to thank you all for the opportunity to represent Okaloosa County as well as all elementary principals. And thank you for the opportunity to go and be at Blue Water every single day, because it is something I never dreamed that I would be selected to do. And then a thank you, as always, to my family that supports me behind the scenes, because without them, I wouldn't have the freedom to get up and do this every day and not have to worry about the dinner details and everything that get left behind. So thank you for this recognition opportunity.
So this is a plaque that we also have for you, and it says Okaloosa County Schools honor and recognize the 2020-21 Elementary Principal of the Year, Miss Amy Clue, in recognition of your unwavering support and unrelenting guidance in providing the highest quality education and positively impacting your school and community. You have earned the admiration and respect of your peers. And this is for you, and we're going to take a little bit of a picture as well. If Dr. Kelly, if you'd come down and join us, and if your family would come join us as well for the picture.
Thank you.
He's just handsome.
This is Ethan.
Ethan.
This is second grade. Megan Ware. Okay. We can do that anymore. I did put lipstick on this. Thank you again.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Great. Okay, Mr. Chambers.
All right, and now we're going to move on to our Okaloosa County Secondary Assistant Principal of the Year. And just like we've done with the principals, we are going to give a little bit of an information from their packet, and then I'll also have just a few words on Ms. Hickson Wells as well. Ms. Hickson Wells has been the assistant principal at Fort Walton Beach High School since July 2015. She is known for being a champion for every student. Ms. Hickson Wells stated, "Every child deserves an opportunity to receive the highest quality of education for success." And what's a little bit interesting about Ms. Hickson Wells as well is not only is she Okaloosa's Secondary Assistant Principal of the Year, she's also the Assistant Principal of the Year for the state of Florida, and that's something that we could not be more proud of. And with that, she's also able to represent us at the national level. So we'll be very interested to see what happens at the national level, and regardless of the outcome, which we know she'll do well, she will be the assistant principal at the national level in our hearts. And I just want to say I could not be more proud. Ms. Hickson Wells, especially this year. And I'll actually take a step back. Assistant principal in itself is a very demanding and very difficult job. And an assistant principal at a high school level, with all the responsibilities, all the after-school responsibilities, and then having the master schedule as one of your responsibilities is a monumental task. And you think about the master schedules this year in a time of COVID, with all the changes that have happened, the late night hours, the weekends, the tiers, and everything that goes along with it, it's been a monumental task. And Ms. Hickson Wells has represented herself. She's represented Fort Walton Beach High School and her teachers and staff and students in an amazing way. And she's not only a great representation of Okaloosa County and the state of Florida, but she's a great representation for Okaloosa and for Fort Walton Beach and herself at a national level. And for something like that, we could not be more proud. So Ms. Hickson Wells, if you would come forward.
I just want to say, I want to give honor to God, for allowing me the opportunity to work in Okaloosa County. And I will have to say this has just kind of been an overwhelming ride. It is way beyond my imagination, and it is just like everyone else, like Dr. Day and Ms. Clue has said, Mr. Day and Ms. Clue has said, this is a team effort. You don't get this award without a wonderful team. My team in guidance, the administrative team, the teachers, they all come together so that we can put out a great product and give great service to our students. And I would be remiss if I did not mention Holly Tu at Crestview, Melissa Bowell at Choctaw, and Gerald Horton at Niceville for all the help and all the camaraderie that has come together this year as we've had to navigate through My School Online and our physical school building. All those things that come together ends up with me being able to stand here to represent Okaloosa County and also represent Okaloosa County at the state and hopefully at the national level. And thank you guys again for everything, all of your support that you have given us. Thank you.
Thank you.
And I have a plaque that I'm going to be presenting to you on behalf of our school board. But before we do that, Mr. Spolsky, I know you might have some nice words for Ms. Hickson Wells.
I'll see if I can rally some up, sir. I love her very much. We've worked together for a decade and a half, and I can tell you as a teacher, as a technology coordinator, as an assistant principal, as a principal, no one's working harder at our secondary schools than assistant principals. No one. And I hope Dr. White didn't hear that because I know he thinks we're overpaid as principals, but the truth is the APs make it happen. They protect us, they insulate us, they work with our families, they work with everyone in that campus and inside those walls of that campus, I should say. But she does a phenomenal job. She's my guiding light, and there's a lot of times I want to go hard left, and she brings me back and I go short left. And there's a lot of times I need to go right, and the whole team. Ms. Smith, Mr. Tucci, Ms. McDaniel, Mr. Mueller. I think Dexter Day said it the best. It's the team, as you know, that you put around you that make you that successful. I will just be very brief and say, as an executive board member of FASA, and as I get to see a lot of administrators throughout the state, and all three of them that came up here today to receive a placard are so deserving for that. When you compare what Okaloosa County School District is doing versus the other 66 counties, it's unbelievable. Now, we criticize ourselves a lot within these walls. We do. It's just kind of how we keep cutting the edges. But we are a phenomenal district, and it's because of the people from all gamuts and all corners of all those buildings. It truly is. The brick and mortar, we can build fancy things, but it's the people that make people want to come to our schools. And I'm just very proud of her. I'm proud of Dexter. I'm proud of Amy too. And on a funny note, years ago, Johnny Hoyt, he was high energy, grabbed me and said I needed to get involved in this OCASA thing. So they've been having me do OCASA, and as administrators, we do a lot of socializing. We haven't been able to do it with COVID. And on behalf of OCASA, I gave one to Dexter and Amy when we were in the on deck circle over there. But this is for Ms. Hickson Wells from all the friends of OCASA too.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Well, I just have to make a comment, Mr. Bryant.
Go ahead.
Let me say this to one of my former students, Mr. Spolsky. I know the truth, and I appreciate your remarks that all of you administrators, you are far underpaid, particularly if folks were to look at the number of hours that you spend doing all the things that you do at the schools, and all of you, from the principals, the assistant principals, everyone that's involved there, I just want you to know that you're very, very much appreciated.
Thank you, Doc.
Thank you, Dr. White.
All right, and on those great words right there, we do have a placard for you, Ms. Hickson Wells. And this is from Okaloosa County Schools Honors and Recognizes 2021 Secondary Assistant Principal of the Year, Ms. Marshall Hickson Wells. In recognition of your unwavering support and unrelenting guidance in providing the highest quality education and positively impacting your school and community, you have earned the admiration and respect of your peers, and we could not be more proud. So this is for you, and congratulations. And we're going to take some pictures if you don't mind. Your family, come on up. Let the other guys take a picture of you solo without the mask, because we're going to use it for something else.
You want to hold it? I've got my hands full.
Mr. Chambers.
Oh,
Ms. Gardner.
1 second, I apologize. Ms. Gardner, if you please come forward, I apologize. Thank you, Mr. Bryant, for keeping it straight. You're good, Ms. Gardner.
With or without? Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Nice job, great job.
Okay, Mr. Chambers.
All right, and last but not least, we have our Okaloosa County Elementary Assistant Principal of the Year, Ms. Susan Gearing. And just like we've done with the others, I'm going to read a little bit from the packet and then also have a few words as well. So first of all, we have Ms. Gearing, has been the Assistant Principal at Blue Water Elementary since April of 2015. And this is a very interesting quote that's here, and I've never heard it stated this way, which I think is fantastic. And it says, "She is known best as a data-driven servant leader." And if you really think about that, you know, sometimes we can be data-driven with the decisions that we make, but to be able to do so with a servant's heart, I think is what can separate some from others. And Miss Gearing is an individual, when you go to Blue Water, she's someone who's going to greet you with a smile. She's someone who's going to do what it needs to be done in terms of taking care of the students, taking care of our teachers, and our support professionals. She is very knowledgeable and knows and understands elementary education, and how she has grown as a leader since 2015 has been absolutely phenomenal to see, to witness. And she came in strong, and she's gotten even stronger, and that's something that I know that we are extremely proud of. When you talk with Ms. Clue and you ask her and say, hey, you know, how's Ms. Gearing doing, or how is she as a leader, Mrs. Clue will beam ear to ear, and she will give every single compliment that one can give, but a genuine compliment that one can give about Ms. Gearing, and that is a testament as well. And Blue Water Elementary is a much better school because of Ms. Gearing. And I'm going to go in a little bit of a different order this time. And I think, Mrs. Clue, you might also have a few words for Ms. Gehring.
First and foremost, I wouldn't be where I am without her, because she is an amazing teammate. I think my favorite story about Mrs. Gehring is when we went to go into the interviews, the day we did assistant principal interviews, we had no idea who was going to fill the position. And I'm not shy about saying that I prayed very hard for the heavens to open up and the light to shine down on the perfect match for me. And when she came into the room and sat in the chair, I mean, the light literally like flickered, and it was very apparent to myself and the teacher representative from the school that that was our match. That was who we needed, and it has not disappointed ever since. It has been an amazing ride with her, and I know that one day you're going to scoop her up to be a principal at her own school, but I will enjoy it for as long as I can, because she is an absolutely amazing individual, not just as a professional, but as a mom and as a friend. And I couldn't be more ecstatic to get to go to work with her every day. So thank you for recognizing her as well, because it was it led to a lot of dynamic duo memes and all kinds of really awesome things when it was both of us. So thank you for that too.
Absolutely. Ms. Gehring?
Well, it is tough to follow that up and without crying, but I do want to say thank you so much to Dr. Hale for this recognition, and to Mr. Chambers as well. It is such an honor to be recognized in the amazing group of leaders that we have with this award. I have to say thank you to all of Okaloosa County and my whole educational career, because I'm a product of our schools, and every step of the way, and every teacher, and my parents are former teachers in Okaloosa County, so all of this has kind of led to where I am now. My family back me up 100% and let me do what I need to do, and take all the dinner and responsibilities like that away so that I can focus on doing a great job. Ms. Clue is the absolute best partner that I could work for. I mean, she is such a great example of a wonderful leader, and also great friend, and our teamwork, I think, is what makes Blue Water great. We have a great team there with the two of us, but it's not just the two of us, of course, that make it an awesome school. It's everybody working together, and I'm sad that they can't be here, but I know that they are rooting for us, and would be here with clappers and everything like Ms. Clue said if they could be. So thank you again so much. I'm so appreciative and honored. Thank you.
All right. Before we do the pictures, this is a placard for you from our school board. And Okaloosa County Schools honors and recognizes the 2021 Okaloosa Elementary Assistant Principal of the Year, Ms. Susan Gehring. In recognition of your unwavering support and unrelenting guidance in providing the highest quality education and positively impacting your school and community, you have earned the admiration and respect of your peers. So congratulations.
Thank you.
All righty. There we go. And if you all would come on down. Ms. Clue as well. Dr. Kelly as well. Congratulations, everybody. Come this side.
You know what? I'll do that anyway.
Thank you all. Absolutely.
Okay, so we're going to go ahead and move on. We're to Section 4, we have no visitors, and now Section 5, Administrative Personnel Appointments, and 5.1 is the appointment of Assistant Principal to 10-month Bruner Middle School. Mr. Chambers?
Thank you, Mr. Bryant and the board. At this time, I'd like to bring before you Ms. Jacqueline Coleman for the 10-month Bruner Assistant Principal position. Ms. Coleman is a veteran of the United States Air Force, where she served as a communications officer at Eglin. In May of 1993, Ms. Coleman was honorably discharged and became a stay-at-home mom until her children became school age. Ms. Coleman wanted to remain close to her daughters, so she decided to embark upon her second career. She entered the world of education in 2005 and has never looked back. Ms. Coleman's first assignment was an intensive reading teacher at Richburg Middle School and remained there until the opening of Shoal River Middle School in 2009. During her time at Shoal River, Ms. Coleman served as a peer mentor, clinical educator, reading chairperson, minority council sponsor, and was a member of the school leadership team. Ms. Coleman's reading students consistently scored among the highest in Lexile growth in the county and was recognized as a high-impact teacher for student growth on the FSA. In 2015, Ms. Coleman accepted an assignment as a consulting teacher where she had the opportunity to coach hundreds of teachers in improving their instructional practice. It was through this experience that Mrs. Coleman realized her love for mentoring and coaching new teachers, as well as her desire to become an administrator. In March of 2018, Ms. Coleman enrolled in the Masters of Education Leadership program at the University of West Florida. Since the fall of 2018, she has continued serving in the district as an intensive reading teacher at Laurel Hill and Best Chance. Ms. Coleman is married to Eric Coleman and is blessed to be the mother of 3 beautiful daughters, Genesis, Morgan, and Kyla, and she's the proud grandmother of Benjamin Alexander. Ms. Jacqueline Coleman.
On it. Well, at this time, we need a motion to approve the superintendent's recommendation for this position. Do I
And
have a
I'd like to
motion?
make that motion to accept Ms. Coleman as the Assistant 2 Principal at Bruner.
Thank you, Ms. Gardner. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second, Dr. Kelly. Any discussion? Hearing none, Ms. Gardner, how do you vote?
Yes.
Ms. Ivanchek, how do you vote?
Yes.
Dr. Kelly, how do you vote?
Yes.
Dr. White, how do you vote?
Yes.
And I vote yes. The motion carries unanimous, 5-0. Congratulations.
Put these on. I'm grateful to God and very humbled in this moment. Thank you, Mr. Chambers, Mr. Massey in his absence, school board members for having the confidence in me to serve as assistant principal at Bruner. Thank you, Mrs. Anderson, for allowing me the opportunity to be a part of Richburg and the Best Chance family. I wish you well and success in all of your endeavors. This has been a great journey. And in the words of Maya Angelou, I wouldn't take nothing for my journey now. I have learned so much, and I have grown through many experiences over these last 16 years. I am grateful for the help and support I've received from my family, thank you family, principals, mentors, colleagues, and even my students. Thank you for encouraging me, pulling on me, stretching me, and making me a better leader. Now, I am ready to start a new chapter in my life. I am excited to join the Bruner family and work alongside Mr. Massey and Mr. Taylor. I'm looking forward to meeting the staff and the student body and building new and strong relationships. I am coming in with my sleeves rolled up and ready to serve, ready to do my part and keep it in with the high standards already set in place at Bruner Middle School. I know as a county and as a school, we are still facing challenging times. But if we continue with compassion and grace, we will remain a county of excellence. Thank you again, and go Spartans.
All right.
And board, as you know, Mr. Massey would be here if he could. And in his place, we are blessed to have Mr. Taylor here as well. So if Mr. Taylor and the family would come forward for a picture, that would be fantastic. And Ms. Gardner, if you would join us as well.
All right, Mr. Chambers, we'll move down to section 5.2, appointment of assistant principal 1 on temporary assignment, 12 months.
I think we can go straight to the vote.
What's that?
I think we go straight to the vote if you.
Oh, that's right, that's right. So at this time, I need a motion to approve the superintendent's recommendation.
I'll move it.
Ms. Vancheck makes a motion. Do I have a second, please?
I'll second.
Second, Dr. Kelly. Any discussion? Okay, hearing none. Ms. Gardner, how do you vote?
Yes.
Ms. Vancheck, how do you vote?
Yes.
Dr. Kelly, how do you vote?
Yes.
Dr. White, how do you vote?
Yes.
And I vote yes. The motion carries 5-0. And we'll go on down to public comment, section 6. 6.1, members of the public desiring to address the school board, Form MIS 5241, public input and/or discussion of agenda items. And I believe we have no blue cards tonight. So we'll move down to section 7, which was workshop only. And now we're to section 8, consent agenda. I need a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll move.
Dr. Kelly makes a motion. Do I have a second, please?
I'll second.
Second, Ms. Gardner. Any discussion? Hearing none. Ms. Gardner, how do you vote?
Yes.
Ms. Vancheck, how do you vote?
Yes.
Dr. Kelly, how do you vote?
Yes.
Dr. White, how do you vote?
Yes.
And I vote yes. The motion carries 5-0. So we'll swing all the way down to section 9, superintendent's human resource recommendations. The first two are informational only. So we'll go down to section 9.3, out-of-field report for the 2020-2021 school year. I need a motion to approve.
I'll move it.
Ms. Vancheck makes a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second, Dr. Kelly.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none. Ms. Gardner, how do you vote?
Yes.
Ms. Vancheck, how do you vote?
Yes.
Dr. Kelly, how do you vote?
Yes.
Dr. White, how do you vote?
Yes.
And I vote yes. The motion carries 5-0. 9.4, employment separations. I need a motion to approve.
I move it.
Ms. Gardner makes a motion. Is there a second, please?
I'll second.
Second, Dr. Kelly. Any discussion? Hearing none. Ms. Gardner, how do you vote?
Yes.
Ms. Vancheck, how do you vote?
Yes.
Dr. Kelly, how do you vote?
Yes.
Dr. White, how do you vote?
Yes.
And I vote yes. The motion carries 5-0. 9.5, personnel recommendations. I need a motion to approve.
So moved.
A motion by Ms. Vancheck. Is there a second, please?
I'll second.
Second, Dr. Kelly. Any discussion? Hearing none, Ms. Gardner, how do you vote?
Yes.
Ms. Evancheck, how do you vote?
Yes.
Dr. Kelly, how do you vote?
Yes.
Dr. White, how do you vote?
Yes.
And I vote yes, the motion carries 5-0. 9.6, employee transfers. I need a motion to approve.
So moved. Yes.
Ms. Gardner? Okay, Ms. Gardner makes a motion. Do I have a second, please?
I'll second.
Second, Dr. Kelly. Any discussions? Hearing none, Ms. Gardner, how do you vote?
Yes.
Ms. Evancheck, how do you vote?
Yes.
Dr. Kelly, how do you vote?
Yes.
Dr. White, how do you vote?
Yes.
And I vote yes, the motion carries 5-0. 9.7, employee suspension and reinstatement. I need a motion to approve.
I'll move.
Motion by Ms. Evancheck. Do I have a second, please?
I'll second.
Second, Ms. Gardner. Any discussion? Hearing none, Ms. Gardner, how do you vote?
Yes.
Ms. Evancheck, how do you vote?
Yes.
Dr. Kelly, how do you vote?
Yes.
Dr. White, how do you vote?
Yes.
And I vote yes, the motion carries 5-0. 9.8, employee suspension. I need a motion to approve.
I'll move.
Dr. Kelly makes the motion. Do I have a second, please?
I'll second.
Second, Ms. Gardner. Ms. Gardner, any discussion? Hearing none, Ms. Gardner, how do you vote?
Yes.
Ms. Evancheck, how do you vote?
Yes.
Dr. Kelly, how do you vote?
Yes.
Dr. White, how do you vote?
Yes.
And I vote yes, the motion carries 5-0. 9.9, leave without pay. I need a motion to approve, please.
Also move.
Dr. Kelly makes the motion.
I'll second it.
And second, Ms. Evancheck. Any discussion? Hearing none, Ms. Gardner, how do you vote?
Yes.
Ms. Evancheck, how do you vote?
Yes.
Dr. Kelly, how do you vote?
Yes.
Dr. White, how do you vote?
Yes.
And I vote yes, and the motion carries 5-0. Section 10, there was nothing moved from the consent agenda. Section 11, Dr. Kelly?
Yes, thank you. The construction program, we might say, is going exactly as planned and is completely up to date with our timeline. All the items are either completed or on track to be completed as the timeline that was approved. I would like to share one of the pieces of good news. Mr. Chambers, I know you've probably seen this already, but just a good example of the fine work that's being done is the renovation of the Baker Kitchen. There were some pictures taken, so I thought that the rest of you might want to see that work, and we can brag on our construction program management team for the fine work that they are doing. The only thing that was in addition to those task orders would be the number 11, the next one that we would consider for a vote tonight, and that is the addition of the prior roof. There is a temporary roof there now, but we are looking at filing an insurance claim, so that would be the only update there. And then lastly, I would just say that we heard today we hope to have the Citizens Oversight Committee group and a website up by the end of the month, and that will be there to provide updates and pertinent information to those members of the community who might want to keep updated in the moment as we go along. So that concludes my
All right.
report. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Kelly. We appreciate your service to this committee. So with that being said, we do have some items to vote on. So we're going to go to 11.2, authorization for professional services agreement from Faithful and Gould for price validation for program number 6, task order number 2, district-wide school security upgrade project, phase 3, final phase. I need a motion to approve.
I'll move.
Ms. Evancheck makes a motion. Do I have a second, please?
I'll second.
Second, Ms. Gardner. Any discussion? Hearing none. Ms. Gardner, how do you vote?
Yes.
Ms. Evancheck, how do you vote?
Yes.
Dr. Kelly, how do you vote?
Yes.
Dr. White, how do you vote?
Yes.
And I vote yes, the motion carries 5-0. 11.3, authorization for professional services agreement from Faithful and Gould for price validation for program number 6, task order number 11, roofing project. I need a motion to approve.
I'll move.
Ms. Gardner makes a motion. Do I have a second, please?
I'll second it.
Second, Ms. Evancheck. Any discussion? Hearing none. Ms. Gardner, how do you vote?
Yes.
Ms. Evancheck, how do you vote?
Yes.
Dr. Kelly, how do you vote?
Yes.
Dr. White, how do you vote?
Yes.
And I vote yes, the motion carries 5-0. 11.4, TPM program number 6, task order number 11, scope modification roofing projects. I need a motion to approve.
I'll move it.
A motion by Ms. Evancheck. Do I have a second, please?
I'll second.
Second, Ms. Garner. Any discussion? Hearing none, Ms. Gardner, how do you vote?
Yes.
Ms. Evancheck, how do you vote?
Yes.
Dr. Kelly, how do you vote?
Yes.
Dr. White, how do you vote?
Yes.
And I vote yes, the motion carries 5-0. So now we're to Section 12, Information Technology Seat Management Contract, and we do have one item to vote on. Item 12.1, CACI Task Order Number 2-181 for Transportation Cordless Phone Project. I need a motion to approve, please.
I'll move.
Dr. Kelly makes a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Second, Ms. Evancheck. Any discussion? Hearing none. Ms. Gardner, how do you vote?
Yes.
Ms. Evancheck, how do you vote?
Yes.
Dr. Kelly, how do you vote?
Yes.
Dr. White, how do you vote?
Yes.
And I vote yes, the motion carries 5-0. So we are now to Section 13, Attorney's Business. Mr. McInnes.
No report tonight.
Okay, thank you, sir. And Section 14, Superintendent's Business. 14.1 is out-of-state student trip request. And 14.2, Mr. Chambers.
And I'd like to say, I think on Thursday, we gave a lengthy overview to the board and to the public, and I think in honor of the national championship game tonight, those will be my words. And if you'd like to go back on Thursday, you can kind of see the report that we gave. But I will never be saying Roll Tide, so tonight I will be a Buckeye.
You're out of order, sir. Thank you, sir. And it was, for those who didn't get a chance to watch the workshop, go back and take a look. It was a very great, informative information regarding COVID procedures and all. So I encourage the members of the public to go back and look at that. Okay, so now we are down to Section 15, Board Members' Announcements and Requests for Information. And I'm going to start with my distinct colleague right here.
Okay.
Ms. Evancheck,
Me?
we'll start with you tonight.
Thank you, sir. Just a couple quick things. I'm looking forward to this week, thanks to being elected by this board to serve on the Teacher of the Year committee. I will get to go to 3 different schools this week and do what we all want to do, which is to watch these teachers do their magic. So I'm looking forward to that. Of course, I will be sworn to secrecy once I see all this, and we've made a choice until February 2nd, when we will honor the Okaloosa County Teacher of the Year and those finalists at a reception. So, but I am looking forward to that. The other thing I want to bring up just briefly, because I know that Mr. Horton will get on this, but there's a great report out for board members on the graduation rates for the state, and they are awesome. Our district is great, our state is great, considering everything. So, like I said, I'm sure Mr. Horton will be analyzing those and getting that to us, but that's some good news to be looking forward to. So, thank you.
All right. Ms. Gardner?
I mentioned last Thursday about the Ed Support Employee of the Year. I did mention also that we are going to meet this Friday. This coming Friday, we have 50-something wonderful applicants. We've narrowed it down to 9. We will interview those 9 this Friday, and February 5th will be our breakfast that we will be honoring these individuals that keep our schools running smoothly. So, and I wish Dr. White and his family the best and a speedy recovery.
Thank you, Ms. Gardner. And Dr. Kelly?
Well, I would just like to say that the Niceville High School cheerleaders brought home their 4th straight regional title, and of course this qualifies them again to go to the state level. And also at Niceville High School we have the 7A Player of the Year in Trey Wainwright. Say that name 3 times quickly. And lastly, I would just like to say I wish everyone a safe and enjoyable, relaxing Martin Luther King holiday coming up shortly. That's all.
Thank you, Dr. Kelly. And Dr. White?
Well, just to say thank you to Board Member Gardner, and thanks to all of you folks for being so understanding, and I'll be with you soon.
Yeah, get well.
Yes.
Take care.
Just
Take care, yeah.
And my closing comments is just want to say congratulations to everybody that was honored tonight with the Principal of the Year and the Assistant Principals of the Year and our promotions. Congratulations to all of them. And we'll move down to Section 16 now. And this is public comment again. And I believe we don't have anybody here for that. So we'll move down to 17.1. This meeting is adjourned.
Thank you.
Your favorite?
You know, Trey,
Yes.